up, y'all? Welcome to Malice in Wonderland, episode 21. We got a great show lined up for you today. Started with the news at the top of the hour. We're going to be talking about the Pope's death on Easter. Is it an omen? Then in Conspiracy Court, we're going to be talking about the Titanic. Then after that, in the Doom Scroll, it's the Prophet Alex Jones. Then down the Reddit hole, we're going to find out who this supervillain looking motherfucker is. And then we're going to leave you off with some wise words from the homie Tony Robbins. Let's rock.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
This fucking bastard.
Counting this whole air?
Oh, no, you go ahead, count it.
Yeah, come on. No bullshit. Prince.
You don't fucking touch me, scumbag.
Smack blood and skull fragments out your face. Slap stubs at your mother's casket, walking out of a wake. Bang! Young Pesci, fucker, come test me. Fake suicide the same way they hung Epstein.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Nico Kayla, and I'm here with my homie, the one and only, the man, the legend. You see his name at the bottom of the screen. It's Mr. Pablo Escobars. How you doing today, Pablo? You living good? How's your week?
I'm
man?
elated. And no, that was a wrong word. I feel enlightened. I'm happy. Everything's going amazing. It's great. I just got a car.
Oh, shit, got you
just
some
bought a
wheels,
car.
dog?
The day after I proposed to my girl, so now I am a fiance.
Got a new car and a new ball and chain. Look at you, dog. You coming up in the world.
Yeah.
Coming up in the world. Now the blowjob counter resets until the marriage happens, and then you know how that.
We're done again forever, but it's fine. Gotta make it count where it hurts, you know? Hit it where it hurts.
Yeah. Make it count now, you know what I'm saying? Get a couple of videos you could rewatch later when you're married and you don't get no more, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting into the news.
Bringing you hard-hitting news. It's the Malice in Wonderland News Blitz.
All right, so our first story we got up. Have you heard about the new COVID website that got launched, the Covid.gov, dog?
No, let's go. Let's dive into this.
Okay, so right here we got the federal COVID websites now promote lab leak theory. So basically, the White House, the Trump administration has replaced two major federal websites for COVID information with a new page that promotes the theory that the virus came from a lab in China. Covid.gov and COVIDtest.gov, which once helped people order COVID tests and find public health information, now redirect to a new page titled Lab Leak. The page shows an image of the President Donald Trump along with the words, "The True Origins of COVID-19." And I have that site pulled up for us right here, right now. So this is it right here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the White House put
Let's
it.
go.
This is when you go to COVID.gov, this is what comes up. So it says the origin. The proximal origin of SARS-CoV-2 publication, which was used repeatedly by the public health officials and the media to discredit the lab leak theory, was prompted by Dr. Fauci to push the preferred narrative that COVID-19 originated naturally. One, the virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature. Two, data shows that all COVID-19 cases stem from a single introduction into humans. This runs contrary to previous pandemics where there were multiple spillover events. So this goes into a lot of, the details. Anybody can go check this out. I want anybody to go check this out.
Encourage you guys. We encourage you to go check it out.
And here is this one of them. Where did it? But anyway, it has. So this is the pardon. They highlight the pardon that Fauci got, and it's a full and unconditional pardon for any offenses against the United States which he may have committed or taken part in from January 1st, 2014. That's the pardon that Biden gave Fauci, so to protect his ass from all this shit. But I definitely say that everybody should go check this website out. It's an official government website now, and it's got all the dirty details about COVID on there. What do
That
you think,
fucking
dog?
sack of shit.
What do
That
you think?
I think that it's good that this half asshole Trump's putting this shit out. You know what I mean? Like again, there's gonna be good on both sides, guys. Come on, wake up to the fucking reality of the situation. Yeah,
Exactly.
dog. Like I mean, this is shit that if you have been into this conspiracy type thing, man, you already know. Like this old news. All they're doing is confirming for us what we already knew. And I don't really think it's a
Exactly.
big whoop. I think it's kind of a win for us because it's gonna be putting people on who just turned to the Trump administration. You feel me? To what's been going on in the government and how they've been using us as guinea pigs and eating shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, and somebody else who's eating shit right now in the grave. This is our next story. We got the doctor says Pope Francis died quickly without suffering. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on right now about the fact that, you got JD Vance who was over there and then all of a sudden the Pope dies. What do you think about that, dog? Have you seen this?
I don't think there's a connection to this. Yeah, put me onto this because all I know so far is that the Pope is old. It's always an old motherfucker who could die at any moment. I don't know what his health condition was like, but I don't care much for that guy, bro. You don't that money's not yours, man. You're supposed to give that back to the people. Like I don't want to get into
Exactly.
that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just glancing over it, kind of like, oh no, the Pope died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big
Oh,
whoop.
big whoop. Oh, we're all so sad, And
If you
if he
care about
was
the Pope dying, then I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. I hope you get over it. But I hope that you actually knew that guy and you're just like,
exactly.
oh, poor Pope.
I'm
Like, you know
I'm
what I
I'm
mean?
repping for Jesus, but I'm a Christian. I don't get down. I was raised Catholic, but I don't fuck with that Catholic shit anymore. But okay, on to our next story. So this is a funny one, dog. AOC caught exiting private jet on Earth Day while promoting anti-elite tour. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez faces mounting criticism after being spotted disembarking from a luxury jet plane on Earth Day, directly contradicting her environmental platform and previous condemnations of private air travel by the wealthy. The New York Democrat, alongside Senator Bernie Sanders, was captured on video stepping off a Bombardier Challenger jet between campaign stops in California while promoting their Fight the Oligarchy tour. The footage quickly sparked accusations of hypocrisy. The private aircraft reportedly costs approximately $15,000 per hour to charter. That's our taxpayer money, by the way. Raising questions about Ocasio-Cortez's commitment to climate advocacy and her frequent criticism of America's wealthiest citizens. So this sounds like some real hypocritical ass shit. What do you think, dog? I know you
This is
love.
like
This
the
is
shit
one
that
of your
happened in
favorite
COVID.
people.
Who was the fucking official, the government official? I think she was in New York. Don't
No,
you know what I
you
mean?
talk
Check
about
me on that shit because I might be wrong.
you talk about Nancy Pelosi going to get her barber shit done.
There you go. And then people in the church can't meet up. But you could go protest everything else. All the liberals can go outside and be together protesting. The church is right. They're usually conservative. No, they can't go to church and talk about something that's not bullshit. You know what I mean? Like something that at least keeps them doing something better. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
come on, man, hands up, dog. Jesus. You know what I mean? Like people want to knock that. Like, if you don't want to be a part of that, you don't got to be a part of that. But don't come pull this Hippocratic bullshit on this. And like, just to be clear, people get hypocrisy mixed up all the time. Just because I smoke a cigarette doesn't mean I can't tell you that it's bad. If I admit
Exactly.
that it's bad, if I tell you it's good for me and bad for you, that's hypocrisy. This lady's on a plane saying that shit's bad, and she got caught. Caught talking shit. Like again,
Exactly.
like she lied on that one comedian. The comedian saw her in front of a congressional house, or I don't know what the hell you call that, like a building. And this was like a couple of years ago, and he was like, "Oh, mommy, I like
Oh, it's
Latina booties," and
big
she was
booty
like, "He said he wants to
Latinas.
grab my ass."
That was Alex. That was Alex. Fuck, what is his name? Oh man, I know who you're talking about, though. I know who you're talking about. But our next story, anyway, getting into our next story. This is a good one.
Oh shit.
So, a whistleblower accuses World Economic Forum founder Schwab of misconduct. So, Klaus Schwab stepped down. That's why we're going to be
Klaus.
talking about that guy who looks like a supervillain in down the Reddit hole, but we'll get to that. The World Economic Forum announced Tuesday, April 22nd, that it has launched an internal investigation into its founder, Klaus Schwab, following accusations outlined in a whistleblower letter first obtained by the Wall Street Journal. The announcement came just one day after Schwab, 87, resigned as chairman, effective immediately. So he said,
course, great timing.
following my recent announcement, as I enter my 88th year, I have decided to step down from position of chair and as a member of the board of trustees with immediate effect. So allegations in the whistleblower letter. According to the Wall Street Journal, an anonymous letter sent to the WEF's board last week raised concerns about governance and workplace culture within that organization. The letter alleged that the Schwab family intertwined personal matters and forum resources without proper oversight. The claims, so basically, they were playing around with money they shouldn't have been playing around with. Somebody called them out on it. I have a feeling that somebody, whoever that anonymous whistleblower is going to shoot themselves 5 times in the back of the head and then hang themselves.
Yeah, back with a shotgun.
Yeah,
with a shotgun.
What I'm saying? So something's going to happen to that guy for even speaking out. But Klaus Schwab has stepped down, and we're going to be talking about his replacement in down the Reddit hole. But what do you think about this?
Oh,
is it a
that's
good
the
day
eyeball.
for us all?
I mean, it's convenient that the Schwab guy is gonna fucking step off, and then the day after they're gonna, confront him on this. Obviously, he knew they were about to confront him, and they were like, "Let's step down before we do this, or before we have to make you step down." And there's a whole different thing. So that was unknown. He knew it was coming. The motherfucker's named Klaus. I never met a good Klaus. It's usually a fucking bad guy.
Yeah, in the movie.
I don't know. I don't
have
have nothing against German people. I'm just saying, like, yeah, Klaus. Santa Claus. I don't know. That guy comes in your house at night supposedly and watches you 24 hours while you wash your ass.
Exactly. All right. So
pagan shit. So
next story we got here. So Trump praises Musk amid his upcoming
I thought Trump was grabbing his
exit. So yes, Trump praises Musk amid his upcoming DOGE exit, calling him a patriot, brilliant guy, and a friend of mine. So DOGE is going to be, so I think, May 30th is the Elon Musk's last day at DOGE. Trump's giving him praise, saying he's a brilliant guy. So, I will have to say there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with in this administration, but I will give some props to Elon, even though maybe he might be the Antichrist or Trump might be the Antichrist. That
it might be one of those two motherfuckers. Don't ever keep that out of your head, people.
Exactly. It might be one of them too. We're going to see what happens with the third temple being built and shit like that. That's still up in the air, but as far as like the DOGE stuff, I do like that, and I feel like also that's kind of like a little bit like, hey, let's give them a little bit so they calm the fuck down and think somebody's actually here to help them. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what it is. What do you think?
I mean, so that's it. He has nothing more to do with DOGE. He was kind of just there to like. Uniform the thing and make it work.
To help set it up and get it working and get it running. And after May 30th, he's done.
I mean, he did what he needed to do. I think he did his job right. For the most part, related to DOGE. He called out a bunch of crap that people still want to. People still look at it and they're like, "Oh, we needed it." I don't care for cutting off dicks in Guatemala, dog. That's not my problem. That should not be my money. My money goes to pay people to fucking do their job here in the United States, dog. Like the fuck, it goes to help me and the people around me, man.
Exactly.
Why no other country wants to help us the way we help?
Exactly.
They accept our help and laugh at us, dog.
You know who we want to help, who our country wants to help. Getting into our last
Of
story, we'll
course.
show you exactly who our country wants to help. We'll
Is
see
it the
who the Biden
is it the usual
administration.
suspect?
The Biden admin poured $600 million into grants targeting men who have sex with men. Report. In a move drawing scrutiny from conservative watchdogs, former President Joe Biden's administration approved more than $500 million in federal grants specifically targeting homosexual men and trans populations under the banner of public health, according to a new report. Federal records reviewed by the Washington Examiner show that between 2021 and 2025, over $600 million in taxpayer funds were funneled into grants labeled for individuals described as men who have sex with men. So it pays to be taken in the pooper these days, I guess.
Well, can I just say that I took it in the shot in the poop
Yeah,
shoe?
can I just say that
nobody
I
can
have
prove me
sex
wrong?
with men, and then like I identify as a person who has sex with men.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, there you go.
But you
I
have
don't,
sex
but he
with
does.
women, sir. But I identify as someone who has sex with men. Are you going to question my
You guys are
identity?
listening. You guys are listening. This guy identifies as a woman. I've been a guy that has sex with women. I mean, with men.
Get the fuck out of here.
See,
you
on
know
my
what
straight
I'm
mind,
going for.
my straight mind's
You know what
ruining.
I'm
I can't
going
say. I
for.
can't even repeat it the same way.
Yo, you know what I'm going for here. This fucking guy. But
I know
yeah,
you're going for
so-
men. But let's go. Let's
Get the fuck outta
let's
here.
move on to the next thing.
I'm saying for the
That's
money.
my dog, bro. That's my dog.
I'm saying for the money, but all right. So yeah, it's been a great news segment. We're about to go into conspiracy court, and we're gonna learn a little bit about the Titanic. I think I saw Judge Pablo walk by before. I'm a little nervous. It's always a little intimidating when he's in the building, you know. And what up, y'all? What up, Your Honor? On today's episode of Conspiracy Court, we're going to be prosecuting J.P. Morgan and the Rothschild banking dynasty for the sinking of the Titanic. And I'm going to present the evidence to the judge coming up in just a few. Are you ready, Your Honor? Do you have all the files?
Yes.
The video that I sent you that we're going to go over?
Yes, we're ready. Give me a second. The bailiff has not brought me the papers yet. I need you to move. I need you to do a little bit better next time. Come on. You know, this guy's about to ask me if he can have a drink. I'm already in the mood. Let's see that.
I don't have no alcohol
See?
today.
See?
No alcohol today.
Usual
Your Honor.
suspect. All right, guys. So much better. All right.
I do have the ganj.
Okay.
Is the ganj
It says here you got a
court-approved?
video.
I do have a video. I have 4 files, 4 slides, I think. You have those, and I also have a video. Where you did?
All right, I got a lot of
able
cases
to
today. I
review
need
it?
you to keep it tight.
I-
Let's get started.
Listen, what
Court is
I'm
now
gonna-
in session.
What I'm gonna go over is, you know, in the video as well, but it just drives the point home. It's well done. It's well put together. So, anyway, let's get into it, Your Honor. So today we are talking about the Titanic, Your Honor, and let's uncover the truth. I am prosecuting J.P. Morgan and the Rothschild banking dynasty for a calculated crime, sinking the Titanic on April 15th, 1912. This wasn't a tragic accident. It was a deliberate act to eliminate 3 tycoons opposing the Federal Reserve's creation. John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus were targeted, and 1,500 lives were lost to secure the elite banking power. Today, we'll present the evidence and demand justice. Let's hold these elites accountable, Your Honor. Let's hold them accountable. So, going into our next slide, I'll give you a moment to review this, Your Honor, because the motive is clear. In 1912, the Federal Reserve, a central bank to control America's currency, was fiercely debated. John Jacob Astor, worth $150 million, Benjamin Guggenheim, a mining magnate, and Isidore Straus, Macy's owner, opposed it. And as they noted in financial journals of the time, their wealth and influence threatened Morgan's plan for a bank that would centralize economic power. By April 1912, they're on the Titanic. By 1913, the Federal Reserve Act passes after their deaths. The timing raising questions about their elimination. And we're going to see these men right here, Your Honor.
Who are these three men that you're showing me?
So, right here with the largest picture over here, that is Isidore Straus, and then in the middle, that is Benjamin Guggenheim, and then at the end there with the turned up mustache, that man is John Jacob Astor. They were the ones standing in between J.P. Morgan and his dynasty. And we're going to see this file I have right here. And this is my final file I have before our video witness testimony that we got to bring before you. But, you know, J.P. Morgan, he was no bystander. He owned the International Mercantile Marine, the parent company of White Star Line, which operated the Titanic. Morgan was scheduled to sail out, but canceled at the last moment. He cited illness, only to be reported healthy in France days later, per 1912 newspaper accounts. His financial ties to the Rothschild family, who supported centralized banking, positioned him to benefit from the Federal Reserve. Historical records show Morgan expedited the Titanic's construction, prioritizing speed over safety. This suggests a man with a plan, not a mere investor. So, you know, I went over a little bit of details about this, but the video we're going to watch is going to go into the
Why is it
sistership,
sex
the
gay?
Olympic, because there was a lot of gay sex being had on the Titanic. I just wanted to throw that little quip in there. But anyway.
Not that it's funny, because we don't laugh at people's sexuality in this courtroom. We giggle about it, but it's okay.
Oh, this isn't a DEI court. So are you ready to get in? Do you have
Hey,
any
respect
questions?
in my courtroom. Respect it. It will be held in contempt.
Do you have any questions before we get into this video?
Is that really J.P. Morgan in that picture?
In that last picture, yeah. He's a fucking evil looking fuck, isn't he?
It's got a big old schnoz. But
Yeah.
no, I'm seeing it. I'm looking here. I see on page 2. Like I'm on this.
Okay, let's
I need
get
you
into
to show
this.
me your last piece of evidence.
All right, let's go.
The Titanic, the story of ice, fire, and conspiracy. It was April 10th, 1912, and the RMS Titanic, the crown jewel of the White Star Line, set sail from Southampton, England, on its maiden voyage to New York City. The ship was a marvel of modern engineering, hailed as unsinkable by its builders and the press. Among its passengers were some of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world, including Benjamin Guggenheim, Isidore Straus, and John Jacob Astor IV. But one name was conspicuously absent: J.P. Morgan, the banking titan who owned the White Star Line. He had booked a first-class suite, but cancelled at the last minute, citing illness. Was it mere coincidence, or was something far more sinister at play? The Titanic had a nearly identical sister ship, the Olympic. A year earlier, the Olympic had collided with the Royal Navy cruiser HMS Hawke, sustaining severe damage. The repairs were costly, and the ship was declared uninsurable. Some researchers believe that J.P. Morgan and the White Star Line devised a daring plan: switch the Olympic with the Titanic, deliberately sink the damaged ship, and collect a massive insurance payout. The Titanic, they argue, was never the Titanic at all. It was the Olympic in disguise. The plan was audacious: rename the Olympic as the Titanic, send it out to sea, and stage a maritime accident. The iceberg collision would serve as the perfect cover. But there was more to this scheme than just insurance fraud. Morgan had a grander vision: the creation of the Federal Reserve, a central banking system that would consolidate his control over the US financial system. Three of his biggest opponents, Guggenheim, Strauss, and Astor, were aboard the Titanic. Their deaths would remove significant obstacles to his plans. On the night of April 14th, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic. The ship's hull was torn open and water began flooding the lower compartments. But was it just the iceberg that doomed the ship? When the wreck was discovered in 1985, researchers found something unusual. The metal plating on the hull was bent outward, suggesting an explosion from within. Some claim that a fire had been burning in the ship's coal bunker for days before the voyage, weakening the structure. If true, the Titanic was already a ticking time bomb before it ever hit the iceberg. As the ship sank, chaos ensued. Lifeboats were launched, but there were not enough for all the passengers. The wealthy and powerful, including Guggenheim, Strauss, and Astor, perished alongside hundreds of others. Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan was safe in his New York mansion, far from the icy waters of the Atlantic. When the survivors arrived in England, they were taken to a warehouse and held for 24 hours. Officials allegedly warned them never to speak about what they had seen. No thorough investigation was conducted, and no one was held accountable. The US and British governments quickly closed the case, and the narrative of a tragic accident was cemented in history. But questions remained. Why did J.P. Morgan cancel his trip at the last minute? Why were three of his biggest rivals on board? And why were there so many discrepancies in the ship's construction, sinking, and insurance claims? The following year, in 1913, Morgan successfully established the Federal Reserve, securing his place as the most powerful banker in history. The theory of the Olympic switch and the deliberate sinking of the Titanic is controversial, and many historians dismiss it as a conspiracy theory, yet the evidence is compelling. The bent hull plating, the pre-existing fire, the suspicious absence of J.P. Morgan, and the deaths of his rivals all point to a darker truth. Was the Titanic disaster a tragic accident, or was it one of the greatest financial schemes in history? Today, the Titanic remains a symbol of human ambition and hubris. Its story has been told and retold in books, films, and documentaries. But beneath the surface lies a mystery that may never be fully solved. Was the Titanic truly an unsinkable ship brought down by nature? Or was it a pawn in a game of power and greed? The truth may lie somewhere in the depths of the Atlantic, waiting to be uncovered.
So yes, Your Honor, that is my piece of evidence. I brought it, went deeper into the sister ship, the details about the hull, all that. I thought that was pertinent information. So I'm going to leave it up to you to rule at this point, Your Honor. I hope we can get some justice for these victims over 100 years later. What do you think?
Okay, so I've actually, on my own time, I've looked at this, and I actually have a lot of disagreements with a lot of other judges about this. Judges want to deem that this is not a case that should be accused, guilty. Everything's always a conspiracy theory to them. I feel that there's sufficient evidence here. I mean, the death of his three competitors is a big one, but the explosion, the theory of an explosion, because the things were torn outwards, the metal was peeled outwards. I could imagine, like, you know, just with common sense, that if it hit an iceberg, like if you smash your cup into the corner, if you got the cup, plastic cup, and smash it into the corner of a desk, it would cave inwards. Yeah. So with the information that I'm looking at and the Federal Reserve, which we will be discussing soon, this seems like a clear-cut case. It seems pretty It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. This is long overdue. This is one of the greatest villains of all time. And he's gone under the radar with no prosecution, facing no penalties. But today in our court, in this court of mine, I deem J.P. Morgan guilty of the Titanic, the switch of the Olympic, and the death of hundreds and hundreds of people. That's it. Case closed. I appreciate
Thank
your
you,
time,
Your
and I
Honor.
appreciate what you do as a prosecutor.
Let's check.
But we're going to
let's-
need to be moving on.
Let's check out some funny videos in the doom scroll. Let's rock. What up? That was a great conspiracy court. Judge Pablo, you know, he's comes in ruling with the guilty verdict on J.P. Morgan. What you think about that, dog?
Hey, man, I agree with him, bro. Listen, I think you made some valid points there, and I think he was fair this time. Sometimes I think he's a little bit harsh. You know, maybe don't drink in the middle of the courtroom. He always tells you something about it.
Listen, dog, I do what I do. You know, I just grew up in an environment where
Hey, man, he seems fine with him. He
of
lets it slide, so whatever.
I don't got a lot of respect for the courts, but I do show, I do give some respect to Judge Pablo. You know, I show him more respect than I show any other judge. We'll say that. But all right, getting into our first video. The homie Pablo sent this one over. This is the joys of Indian food.
The person sending you this one to book you a solo trip to India.
Man, he pissed in that cup. I was down to watch this. He pissed in that cup. Oh, he pissed in that cup.
Yo, why do they do this shit? Oh, look at all them flies, bro. Yo, and the crazy shit is, in the videos, people really be going up and buying that shit. Yo, it looks like diarrhea on them.
Yo, he looked like yeah.
It look like some two girls, one cup shit. It looked like two girls, one cup. All right, let's go.
Oh, fuck, that's disgusting as fuck,
Let's
bro.
go to our next one.
By the middle of September, that the new policy's being written, you will all have to wear masks again, and so will airport
He always
employees.
calls shit.
It's happening. Mask mandates are officially back.
We know the Joint Chiefs of Staff wanted to blow up airliners, Baltimore Sun, or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And if there was an outside threat like a bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s.
We're looking at a giant war in February right now. I predict the Russians are going to roll in. They're already there. They're going to roll in.
With attacks across Ukraine, which is the size of Texas.
Rockefeller study envisions future dictatorship controlled by elite, and it gets into controlling food, the environment, total control, martial law, millions dead, mandatory quarantines, checkpoints, biometric IDs to travel, to live. A bioweapon release could be the thing they release to bring in a world government to counter a global problem. And the UN has said that a global pandemic is the only thing that may save their world government. You start seeing a bunch of people die in China, and you see it, 1,000 dead, a million, 100,000 dead. And then by the time you hear it's 100,000 dead, it'll be here on these airplanes, and you won't have anywhere to go.
So he was calling COVID
towards the end of
before
2018. I'll never forget. I was working at Home Depot in October, like towards Halloween that year. I saw a
you're
bunch of
talking about
Chinese people coming.
2019.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He
like,
called
I
this
saw a bunch of
super
Chinese
early.
people coming. Like I knew, I didn't know about it yet, and I knew that there was like something. People were talking. There was like rumblings. There really wasn't nothing yet. And I remember seeing people coming and buying all the masks they could buy at Home Depot, to the point that we kept running out. Everybody was like, "What the hell is happening?" It still wasn't like big over here yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit
They
was
was
great.
they was getting on that shit because they knew them shits was gonna be selling for mad bread later on.
No,
And
they told me. They told me. I had some Asian dude tell me like, "Yo, there's a sickness. You don't know." So you guys don't know. It's and he said, I don't know if he said COVID, but I know he said it was something. And I was just like, nah, not over here. We're good.
All right.
Boom.
All right. On to our next one.
Okay, I'm going to say the N-word.
Yo, this is one thing. So I'm a Tarantino.
I love Frank.
I love Quentin Tarantino and I love Frank, but Tarantino, every time he casts himself in a movie of his, it's only for a little part, and it's so he could say the N-word. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I've seen videos on that. Yeah. I mean, he thinks nobody sees it.
It's probably the only chance I got to say it.
Why are you looking for a chance to say it?
Well, a lot of black guys say it. Why should they get a pass?
For context, for people who don't know, they're black in that moment. Only they see themselves as who they are.
Yeah, you got to watch that episode. It's hilarious. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Great show. Highly recommended.
New season's coming out soon. Get ready.
Yo, when you first sent me this, I thought this was the beach in Jersey.
Disgusting. You're an asshole. It's not that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But no, it's not that. That's like, they're in sewage, bro.
Yo, why?
If I'm correct, that's something that they believe in. Is called, it's like their holy river, and like they believe it looks like shit, it smells like shit, that it's disguised so nobody approaches the holy water that heals all. I don't know. Maybe is it what I just said? Look, I said we were gonna keep playing this game. Is it racist? I don't think so. Put it down in the comments.
Did you ever watch Paradise PD on Netflix?
Yeah, of course. I finished though. I've watched all of those.
Miracle Lake.
Like that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You should give those shows a watch too. Brickleberry too. It's a good one.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Farzar was kind of ass.
Have you seen that SNL sketch from 2013 that's been circulating? It was never aired.
This is a SNL sketch that never got aired. Watch this.
For obvious reasons.
So let me pose to you a hypothetical. You get an urgent call from the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. And he says to you, it is vital to Israel's security
he's playing John
that you
McCain.
go on national television that night and perform oral sex on a donkey.
Oral sex on a donkey?
That's right. Would you do that for Israel?
Senator, with all due respect, why would the security of Israel
Excuse me, Senator, if it's all right with you, I'll ask the questions here. Now remember, the survival of Israel is at stake. Would you fillet that donkey?
Why did they block this?
Then I regret to say, Senator, I cannot support your confirmation.
Hey, I do it for Israel. Bring me the donkey.
For Israel, I do it in a second, but then I grew up on a farm, so.
AIPAC, with a lobby, has pledged to pay $100 million. In return, they are bringing $26 billion to Israel. This is the...
So AIPAC, the Israeli lobby.
Listen, I don't mess with either of those two countries too much, though. Like, I respect people. We're all different, but the ideologies of both of those two countries are a little bit dangerous for me. So
especially that Zionist shit, but on to the next one.
We're in America. They're here too.
Chances are you've seen him.
This should beat his ass.
Sympathized with his wheelchair.
Keep watching too. I'm not a bad person. Watch it. Keep watching.
Hold up, though. The fucked up part is how believable it is, right?
Yeah, bro, he's good.
Chances are you've seen him.
That's Forrest Gump quality right there.
Sympathized with his wheelchair, his drawn hands, his story ripped at your heart.
Damn, give me money and to get some eat.
Lexington police say he's taken his act on tour of the city to places like the Lansdowne Shops, Hamburg, and the Zandale corridor of Nicholasville Road.
Funny in a fucked
We
up
busted
way.
this bogus beggar right outside the police department, just minutes after a press conference about him.
I appreciate you guys busting me. Yeah, I'm really good at it, really good.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe he is a little bit.
Yeah, about 60 to 100. My boy, I'm just playing. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta make some money.
He was back at it again.
You know, that's a real thing. Those people really make enough to live
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
better than me right now. Like, honestly, like, that's fucking
I remember
crazy.
when I was a kid, they busted some chick in New York that was dressing up like a nun to collect money for the church, and she was going and getting in a Mercedes and shit like that, but she had nothing to do with the church. But let's get on to the next shit.
Friend of mine, she was like, I've never had sex with someone that has different political views than me. And I'm like, you probably have, though. You know, little technique dudes use called lying. Well, see, I'm to do where it's obvious. Dudes aren't stupid. If you're trying to get that type of trim, you don't show up with your January 6th commemorative t-shirt. You leave the bullhorns and the InfoWars gear at home. If you're trying to smash that. Same reason if a girl's got like a Let's Go Brandon shirt taking shots at the bar. You're gonna sidle up to that girl like, they need more women in STEM fields. You're done, you know? You gotta tell that girl some Republican shit. I wanna storm that pussy like it's the Capitol. Let's get out of here. You Joe Biden, because my
I wanted to. This guy was just in Denver, Ryan Long, and I wanted to go see him, but we didn't. We didn't go see him.
I'm gearing up to go to I got the Improv down the street from me. I've been there a couple of times. I'm gearing up to go see a show with JoJo. There's a couple of good comedians going out there.
I want to write like a tight 5 or 10 minutes and go to like an open mic improv, but anyway.
No, but go to the Improv. They let anybody up. Like, and the Improv is famous. You feel me? Like,
no, but I want to do that Kill Tony shit. I just got to get those tickets before I can't get tickets.
He goes to he doesn't go to the Laugh. The Laugh Factory still up? I don't know.
No,
I don't think so.
I think it's the Ball Arena. He's gonna be at or some shit like that. But yeah,
check that out. Kill Tony. It's good.
Hopefully we get to put this podcast on Kill Tony. But on to the next one.
You start slightly criticizing Israel. We got a jail in Louisiana and then one in El Salvador that Israel can send you to via the U.S. government.
You're alluding to Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I don't like any of these anti-Semites, and I'm not shy about it. There's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can put them in jail. We can make their lives miserable. We can cut off their funding.
This guy thinks that simply criticizing how Israel is prosecuting the war is already anti-Semitic. And he wants to throw you in prison for it.
Yeah.
In prison for it.
And by the way, that was an answer to a question about Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. So we're not talking about student visas anymore.
Oh my God.
Now we're talking about core American podcasters, people in media on the right.
Yeah.
And his nigga and me on the same diet. He got fat as fuck.
All right, next.
Oh, shit.
Yo, this is wild. So the German Shepherd got the little dog. How they gonna break it up? They can't break it up. Here comes Homie to the rescue. Homie's gonna come out of nowhere. Watch.
Finger his ass. He's gonna let go. I mean, he's just gonna be so mad right now. I would let go too.
Watch.
He fingers shit out of his ass.
Yo, watch. He just comes out of nowhere. No lube. Nothing.
Don't worry, I know what to do. You just gotta finger his ass real hard. Vigorously.
Watch. He goes.
I got this, everybody. I got this. We're gonna fucking take that shit. Oh shit, wait, make sure he doesn't bite me. Wait, hold up, I don't wanna get bit. I'm gonna finger your dog real quick. I have consent, yeah, let go of that dog. Yo, I swear I saw a piece of shit fly on his ass.
Yeah. The crazy shit is, when I showed my girl this, she was like, yeah, that's like a real thing. That's like a real way to get dogs off of other
I'm
dogs.
sure that's a real way to get anybody off of anything that they're attacking, is to put a finger up their ass, okay?
Like imagine, imagine.
No, that's a good technique to know, though, in case my dog ever does that. You know what I mean? Like when I get a dog.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody comes out of nowhere and just like, boom, your fight's over, dog.
Yo, if somebody's trying to stab you and they're on top of you and you guys are fighting over the knife, I know if I run up and put a finger in his ass, he's going to turn around and stop. Like, he has to focus on me. He has to let you go. He has to let you go. All right, let's go on to the next thing.
Unless he's gay and he's just like, oh, yeah.
Angry, vigorous.
Oh, man. But yeah, that's been a great doom scroll. It's been a good one.
The little one.
We ended off on a bang. We had some serious ones in there. We had some laughs and all that. But we're going to go right now down the Reddit hole. Let's go.
Down the Reddit hole.
What up, y'all? We are down the Reddit hole, and we got some topics to talk about here before we leave you off with some wise words from Tony Robbins. A little goodbyes from us before that.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the next that crazy eye guy? Oh, here. We'll talk about him right now. I actually got him pulled up. I gotta bring this. So here we go. Meet the new WEF chairman, Peter Brabeck-Lamethe. So he's the guy taking over.
I thought you said
Schwab.
the WWE champion.
No, WEF. So he's the guy taking over. He's the former CEO of Nestle, who famously stated in 2017, humans have no right to access free water. But he looks like a fucking supervillain. Like, let's get a close up on this fucking guy. Like, this is
he
wild.
German by any chance?
Dude, it sounds like maybe
he looks
is.
European. Probably, his face looks really.
He definitely has something to do with the Star of David, I think. But
heard.
You know, but yeah, he's a creepy looking fuck, isn't he, dog? He looks like a Bond villain. He looks like the guy that would be taken over after Klaus Schwab steps down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to follow up a guy who looks like Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, but you know what? To be fair, it's only his eye. Like, I only noticed his face looks like that.
Who the fuck got an eye like that,
like,
bro? Like, who the fuck got an eye like that?
No, that's probably like a pop blood vessel or something. I don't want to sound ignorant either to the fact that that's probably what it was. Probably pushing out
I think he's a fucking demon. I think he's a fucking demon. That's what I think. But let's get to our next.
That's crazy. Humans don't deserve access to, bro. Okay.
So, yeah, he's a crazy man. I'm not very happy about him being in charge of the WEF, but here we go. This was posted, look, February 28th, 2025 from Paddington, London. This person said, pre-Oscars prediction. The Pope will die on Easter Sunday, 2025, or within 48 hours, either side of noon that day. Be warned, I am not omniscient, meaning like she has foreknowledge that the Pope was going to be dying that day. And that was February 28th, this was posted. So what do you think about that, dog?
Oh, shit. I don't know. I never saw this, man. Now we're looking at, questionable. Now that shit gets questionable. This one is fun. This one is fun for us. Ooh, who did the thing?
Exactly. We're gonna delve into. Hopefully, there's a little bit more that Twitter or X and fucking whatever you want to call it.
I know. I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't. Never mind.
JD Vance.
Sure. That's true.
Yeah, but
it's remarkable how many people believe themselves intellectually superior for repeating what authority tells them. It's also remarkable how school is structured to reward students for repeating what authority tells them. I wonder if there's a connection.
I thought that was great. I thought that was great. And I wanted us to talk about that for a few minutes and touch on that. Like, a lot of people in this world think because they're like spouting what CNN said or whatever their favorite influencer said. They like know something and they are intelligent. And it's like, you don't know nothing about policy. You don't know nothing about any of that shit. You feel me?
I mean, there is that part. There's the willing. There's the people who are willing to learn, and then you have the people who are just regurgitating shit they say. Being fair and honest, time to time, I can be a regurgitator.
That's a lot of people.
But on this show, we go through these things and make sure that we're correct. You know what I mean? Outside in real life, when you don't walk around with papers, I get that could happen. I'll be fair, and I'll grant that to the people that do that from time to time.
And there's
that
been
don't
episodes.
Mean to. But
there's been episodes where we, redacted things we said on the episode prior because we may have been wrong and stuff. Let's also put that out there.
There's nothing wrong in truth. You know what I mean? The truth is hard.
It's standing on business, even if you're wrong about it once in a while.
Especially if you're wrong. You stand on business and do some bullshit. Not the street shit. No, like stand on business. I was wrong. This shouldn't have happened because if it happened to me, I would have had a problem. Exactly. But people nowadays don't even remember fucking pre-K shit. It's kindergarten, dog. Come on, guys, get your shit together.
Get it together. Get your shit together. Get your fucking
get all that shit. Put it in a big old bag.
Put it in a bag.
Walk around with a bag of shit.
While you're walking around with that bag of shit, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the mob. Hit us up on Instagram, on TikTok, not X right now because we're still trying to figure that out.
We're still pending there. I don't know, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen there.
Rumble, YouTube, your mom's hamper. I left something there. I think Pablo left something there too.
Your girl's drawers, you know what I mean? Check under your girl's bed. In your grandma's closet. I'm there. I'm sniffing them old, dirty, old lady granny panties, the big wide ones. You know what I mean? I wear them on my face and rob people with it. I beat pregnant women like that boy George. You know what I mean?
The last
and
pair
I do it all with your
underwear,
grandma's panties.
The last pair of underwear that I picked up from that house over there, that joint. Yo, the pH balance on her is off the chain because I had some blue underwears and she just bleached them shits in the front. When you get that pussy stain in the front and that pH balance is so crazy.
Her shit's like eating up your. It's dissolved. That shit dissolves dick. It's an anti-dick environment. I don't think a penis will enter there, but please don't. Be warned. There should be a caution sign in the front.
Well, I think they're gonna not enter it because it's their grandmother or their auntie or their whatever. We respect moms, so we're not gonna do nobody's moms on this show. But grandmothers are up for grabs.
Not on the show.
Nah.
Hey. You're going to lie to me and tell me you want to do it too? You liar. You're nothing but a dirty liar. Not Kaylor. Not this guy here. Not Nico. I'm talking about you, the viewer. You know what you do, you nasty. You're a little nasty. That's what you is.
So it's been a great show. I had a lot of fun fucking, chilling with y'all. Episode 21. We're grinding. We're about to start advertising soon, doing our thing. Got anything else?
Hey, join me on my journey. Watch me get less fat through every episode. Let's see if I stick to it. It never sticks. It's like I lose weight, but it just
sticks
to the ribs.
Lose it. You lose that shit, but then you're like, oh, found it.
So fucking fast. It's not even fair,
you got
bro.
like an Apple AirTag on that shit.
I mean, look at this shit. I got a fucking continent hanging off the side of my face.
Just go buy some.
Look, it's a whole. This is a whole landmass. Look at this, bro. Go the size of my fucking hand.
Go buy the Ozempic.
I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it. But everybody's gonna think about the cheat, man. You gotta think about it. It's a cheat, man. But like I thought about it, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Listen.
I've done it the normal way every time.
We ain't judging it on the podcast. If Pablo, I don't know if Pablo would do it, but maybe Judge Pablo would be an Ozempic user.
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of a scumbag. I don't know if you know we're related. I don't know if you can see it. It's
Cheap,
he's a
cheap
third cousin
Chinese,
removed.
cheap Chinese back alley Ozempic. Come and get this.
Yo, you know what's
semaglutide.
crazy?
Come
Talk
and
about
get
that
his
Chinese shit real
semaglutides.
quick. You like this is just like has nothing to do. Just a piece of knowledge for you guys. When it comes to Chinese things that come out of China, funny enough, when we see made in China, it's usually a cheap thing, caca, right? But Louis Vuitton, all these Italian big wig places that make shit get their crap out of Italy. I mean, they get their crap out of China, and then they label it Italy, and China's been calling them on their bullshit. So everything's kind of made in China. They make good shit and bad shit.
Yeah, they make good shit. They make bad shit. They definitely are.
Chinese rice is bomb, even with the rats in it.
They make good food. But peace out, y'all. Wise words from
Meow
Tony
Ming.
Robbins.
Peace.
Awesome. So what are some ones you feel in a week?
In a week? I feel
at least once a week.
Okay. Any emotion?
Positive. Start with the positive.
Positive.
Empowering emotions.
Hopeful.
Okay.
Thankful.
Yeah.
Loving.
Yeah.
And maybe some pride.
Good. And so the pride is sneaking in. Now that's not ego pride. That's pride of like you're growing.
Well, I'm learning about pride. I mean, it's like I said, it's really hard for me to feel proud of myself. Yes. You know.
So stop saying that.
Okay.
Because every time you say that, you're rewiring it back into your body over and over. It's a story. Yeah. It's like there's an old phrase that says, "Tell a lie big enough, tell a lie big enough, loud enough, and long enough. Sooner or later, people believe it." You know who said that? Hitler.
Oh, I think you were going to say Fauci.
Well, same difference.
But yeah, I didn't know it was going to be.
We're aligned on that one, brother.
You're a quicker thinker than I am. But we hear what we're saying.
But the conversation you've said with yourself, you've done. How many times do you think you've said that?
Said what?
That it's hard for me. I
say it a lot. Yeah, it's because I think it's like having a new story for myself. Part of me is still, there's a heavy bit, even to my whole new story, having a new story.
Yeah.
Even having some success in my life. It's almost like some of it feels embarrassing, you know?
And some people feel like, the word people use is imposter syndrome. It's all bullshit. It's just fear that you're not enough.